This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill. Today, a very special episode. We got 3/5 of the band Winyah. We've got Thomas, we've got Steven, and we've got Luke. And super stoked to have you boys in here today. How we doing?
Thanks,
amazing.
Man.
Thank you so much for having us.
Dude,
it's our pleasure.
I've been trying to set something up with you, Thomas, for a while because you were the guy. Are you guys all out here in Nashville now, or are we?
Yeah.
We're out here full time.
I roped him in.
You roped them in.
Got him to come to town.
Hell yeah! And are you guys all? You guys are South Carolina, but are all of you from like the same place in South Carolina, or kind of scattered?
Yeah, we all grew up together. Everyone except for our drummer. Jake is from Southport, North Carolina.
Okay.
But we all grew up at home, Georgetown, Pawleys Island.
Yeah.
So is that like Charleston area?
It's about an hour north of Charleston, and then like 40 minutes south of Myrtle Beach. So like right in between.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, because I've gotten to know Charleston well. My girlfriend is a proud Goose Creek native.
Nice.
So I've been out there. I've experienced Folly. I've experienced like the old town, like the old row homes, and then back in my touring days, I spent some time out at the Windjammer, which is just, and South Carolina is a great state for music.
No doubt.
Man. Windjammer's an awesome spot.
Yeah, and you've got some like awesome college towns out there too. Like you guys have gotten to, I'm sure, go through your Columbias, your Clemsons, your Myrtles. Like, where's some of the like the Winyah stomping grounds of where the markets you guys really like to hit in state?
Man, I'd say, I mean, speaking of the Windjammer, like that really feels like a place where we got to start. Scotty there, the buyer, actually taught me how to play guitar, and really like gave us our start, putting us in some of the shows. Like, so they'll do a late night show inside of the Windjammer after like the headliner on the beach stage is done. And so like he would put us up there, and it was so fun, and always a great show. So like that was like instrumental in everything, I think, in like our early growth. And I mean, it's all still early because like we're a super young band, but like the Windjammer for sure, and Charleston, just because like I don't know, we all love Charleston. Like whenever we record our music in Charleston as of now, and whenever we pull into town, like I tell the guys, I'm like, do y'all just get like the same feeling of like excitement whenever you pull into town? Like Charleston is amazing for that. Columbia is a vibe as well. There's some music lovers there.
The Senate out there, bro. I like the Senate. The Tin Roof out there holds its own with any tin roof in the country.
Yeah.
USC, a great college environment.
We've drank a few beers at the Tin Roof in Columbia, and had a great time playing for the USC kids. And I mean, yeah, Columbia's it's a fun place. Clemson as well. Can't sleep on Clemson. Clemson's great.
Greenville.
Greenville is wonderful. We played for the first time in Greenville in, what was it, November?
Well, we had the Greenville Country Music Fest before that too.
Which that looks sick. That was the Country Central folks were out at that one. Grady was out at that one, right? Yeah,
I think
it was
so.
a great time.
Man, that was such a character builder for us. So like,
how so? Do you walk me through? I love good character building tour stories.
Yeah,
I'm gonna burp. So like we get to the Country Music Fest, and I guess there had been like rain and wind and whatever. Actually, no, we drove through a hailstorm from Nashville. There was a crazy hailstorm. And like we get to the festival, and they're like saying that our set time is now 15 minutes rather than 45 minutes. So like we were super bummed about that, and like the whole schedule had been mixed around. And so like we were thinking like we were gonna go in there and it was gonna be super sick, and like a hell of people were gonna be there to listen to our stuff. And we get on and play, and like as we're playing, like Bailey Zimmerman is going on the main stage, and so everyone's over there.
Yeah.
And we had probably like, I don't know, like, what do you think, like 3 to 5 people in front of us? But it was sick. We ripped.
We did it, yeah.
We ripped it as if there were, as if we had Bailey Zimmerman's crowd. But, dude, it was such a character builder.
It was 15-minute set, maybe.
15-minute set, balls to the wall. Yeah. Like, we had such a fun time, though. I mean, like, looking back on it, that was so sick. We got to hang out and see some great shows. And kind of, like, I don't know, being in that position of, like, you're so excited to play this festival, and then getting there and like, you're still pumped to be there with your boys and get to share your own music
in your home state too.
Yeah, in your home state, regardless of like how many people are out there. It was a great experience, but also like to to see Bailey Zimmerman and Nate Smith perform.
Oh, dude,
to
Nate
thousands of people.
Nate is a fucking beast up there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Nate turns into like just an animal. He's like a gorilla beating his chest when he's up there, dude.
And he's the nicest guy too.
Yeah,
like
that's the-
we
like,
got to hang with him a little bit, and
yeah.
he's just so nice. He's a great guy, great guy. So like getting to like be in that position where we were, and then like see like where we could like try and strive for was really, really cool and a great learning experience. And then since then, like Greenville has been nothing but amazing for us everywhere in South Carolina, really.
And now you'll have that story of the first time that we were here for Greenville Country Music Fest in 2024. And then when you go back and sell out those theaters and sell out those bars and those clubs, you know, you go back and you tell that story and say, who saw us at Greenville Country Music Fest? Because those 3 to 5 people are going to be at all of your Greenville shows.
I hope so.
No, they
I hope
will.
so.
That's how that story goes. That's part of the origin story.
If they're listening, they need to hit us up. We'll get them tickets.
It was deeper than that too, because I think it was like not the weekend, and we all had like other stuff going on. Steve was full time at Ally Bank. Jimbo had to go back to work. I think the next morning back in Columbia, and we like couldn't figure out where to go. We thought we were like rock stars. We're playing Greenville Country Music Fest. This is so sick.
It's a big deal.
This is it.
Well,
this is it.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'll make sure these lights are all good. Make sure keep going. I'm sorry.
And so we all get there separately. Like Steve drove separately, Jimbo drove separately, and then Thomas and I were together. And we were like trying to figure out where to park and stuff. And it was like, I've never really been to a music festival or anything like that.
It's an eye-opening
It was
experience.
intense.
Yeah.
And I think we all somehow like made it together, ended up together at the same place. But Steve-O, if you want to,
I had a feeling I knew what he was bringing up.
This is so.
What happened, Steve-O?
That's nothing, but it was like we I don't know, we pulled up, and it was like, it was definitely intimidating getting there. Like Greenville Country Music Festival, like I went to Clemson. All my friends went the prior year to see Zach Bryan, and like pulling up, and everyone's in their cowboy boots, and it's like, oh man, I hope these guys are ready for some indie rock music. Yeah. we love country, we love Southern rock, but we definitely play a blend of influences, and I don't know, I'm pulling up, and there's like an artist section, and as I'm pulling through, the person's stopping people, and he's like, all right, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm an artist. And there's people walking by, and they turn around, they think they're going to see like Bailey Zimmerman or something. They think they're going to see someone cool, and that's just like me, and I'm driving my 2011 Hyundai Tucson.
Hell yeah.
And, like in a row of these these massive like lifted trucks.
And tour buses.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and it's like, they're like, all right, artist. And as I'm like fighting with the guy to let me through, who like doesn't believe I'm an artist, I guess, I hear someone else. Oh no, I drive by, and some people who were walking by, like, a couple minutes prior, I have my windows down. I hear them talking, and they're like clearly talking to me, and they're like, I mean, he drives a Tucson. So they're like guessing who I am, and they're not impressed.
That's
my
awesome.
gosh.
When you talk about like being indie rock and all of that, I feel like right now there is no bounds to like certain genres, and there's so much blending, and you have friends that are doing it too, like the Evan Honers of the world that are
Absolutely.
looped in under that like Noah Kahn, Zach Bryan thing, where
Without a
it's
doubt.
all storytelling. Good music's good music, no matter what the fuck you call it.
Right.
So it's like you guys can tour with an Evan Honer, with a maybe one day like a Zach Bryan, like people in that world, but then you can go out with like the Stoplight Observations.
Right,
You guys can go out with the indie rock folks and hit some of my stomping grounds. I'm a New York guy. I was just up there this past weekend, and you can go hang out in Brooklyn, or go up to Boston or Philly. I'm sure I think you guys have been up there,
Yeah,
right?
we did our first like shows in the Northeast this fall, and it was
How was it?
unreal, dude. We had such a great time. Boston and Brooklyn especially, like those shows I'll never forget. Like it was so sick. And we were just like, we stick out like sore thumbs. We're from the small little beach town in South Carolina. We get up there and we're just like, wow, what is going on?
everywhere we go, y'all can we park here?
Yeah.
Can we just park here and go in?
Like walk into the venue, like, are we like allowed to be in here right now?
Just getting honked at everywhere.
Yeah, the honking. I've forgotten about the honking. I've been up. This was my first time going up in a few years, and it's like, yeah, the honk. New York City is very aggressive.
Dude, crazy. Parking the van. Steve and I had
That
one
was
of
a
the most
nightmare, dude.
hectic experiences.
Yeah,
of our
man,
life
we're not,
parking
like-
in Wood.
How close did you end up getting it?
Like, we had to try multiple times. We bailed on a spot because we got like yelled at for like blocking traffic.
I
Like,
could not parallel park. It was so stressful.
We're not
It
city
was
like
terrifying.
we don't have experience parallel parking. Like
It was bad. We ended up like going with a spot that was actually pretty close to the venue, and we were just like, all right, we're kind of accepting the fact that this van may get towed, and if it does, we'll just deal with it. Like we just have to go play the show. Like I can't worry about this anymore.
yeah, that was stressful.
But we didn't get towed, and it was lit. We
That's
had a great
awesome.
show.
And where was the show at? Do you remember?
It was at Music Hall of Williamsburg
Oh, sick.
in Brooklyn.
Williamsburg's like it's the
Unreal.
East Nashville of
Yeah,
New York City.
no
Granted,
doubt.
East Nashville's very all of New York City, you know, like
Yeah.
you have Tribeca and Soho and the Bronx and all those different places. But Williamsburg is a great place, and it's a young crowd.
Yeah.
They love indie rock.
It was so sick. Like that show, I'll never forget it. It was so fun, and everyone there at that venue was very amazing towards us,
Yeah.
and all the fans that came out to see Dog Park and us. Like it was a great night, amazing night.
yeah.
And another band where you're touring with a country band one weekend.
That's right.
And then some alternative to like a concept like progressive rock. Like it's all over the place, which
Yeah.
which there's not many bands that can say that. And there's
It's
not many
sick.
bands with like, I mean, there's all kinds of unique names out there, but I gotta ask, like, where does the name Winyah come from? I'm sure you get asked that all the time.
Yeah, I like pretty much any show that we ask, anyone that we talk to about our band, they ask about the name. And there's a bay in our hometown. It's called Winyah Bay, and there are 5 rivers that flow into the bay, and there's 5 of us that make up Winyah. So
That's
it's kind of
perfect.
hand in hand with
Yeah.
that, and a lot of
I think we found that out after the fact. Though.
we did.
Oh,
Yeah, the
happy
five rivers.
We did.
Bob,
So, like,
Bob Ross,
I can
happy
say
accident.
that
Yeah.
I'm owning that, like as if we really planned it out, but like we did figure it out. We went through like so many different names, and then
It's also like if you drive down our hometown, there's like a bunch of businesses that are like Winyah
Yeah.
X, Winyah Y. It's just kind of a way to bring like our hometown out into the world. I
without
feel
a
like.
doubt, it's
Yeah.
it's everywhere.
It
at
felt
home.
special to us when like it's a Native American, I think, tribe or
Yeah, I think it was a tribe.
It's like, I think it means people of the Blackwater. I think that we
It's
all thought
derived
that
from
was like
that,
pretty
yeah.
cool. You know,
Yeah.
we grew up in the river, playing around, fishing, surfing. You know, just low country lifestyle, and felt cool to like kind of stomp that on our music. You know,
Without
we,
a doubt.
we knew we would kind of take that and you know, leave South Carolina with it, and it's cool to have that be a part of it.
Without a doubt.
And it's working. And Nashville is a great place. How long have you guys been out here now? 'Cause I know Thomas has been out here for a little while.
I came out here. I've been out here for like a little over a year now.
A little over a year. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve-O?
I moved up in August, and I was in Charlotte before.
Okay,
and
so you got acclimated to the city kind of stuff. Were
Yeah.
you a little outside of Charlotte, or were you?
It was different. I was in the city. I was in like South End with all the other people who just graduated college.
Yeah, that's a.
And it was fun.
Is
Such
where
a
all
vibe.
that is where all the college kids go.
No, it's
Get a
such a
degree,
vibe.
move to South End.
It was great. Nashville is different. I like Nashville more, being honest. Charlotte was cool though, but it's like I was like working in finance and stuff like all the other Charlotte
you had
people.
a big boy job.
I had a big boy job.
Steve-O has the craziest lore of all time.
So what makes you give up the big boy job to jump in? I know it's the We Need a Van tour, so we're not quite rolling around in a van just yet. We're getting there, boys.
We kidnapped him.
But how did you make that decision to give up the finance life for doing this?
No, I mean it was a lot of phone calls with family and mentors and such for sure. But I knew I had to do it. I knew I'd be living the rest of my life regretting it if I didn't give it a shot. I liked my old job; it was fine, but you know, it's a lot more fun rolling around.
It
in a
took
van
a
with these
lot of
guys.
manipulation.
Yeah,
in mind games.
they tricked me.
Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
That's awesome.
I mean, shoot. This is so funny, like to be asked about all of this because like we've been so pedal to the metal
Yeah.
for like the past year it feels like, and to look back on all this now is pretty special.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting reflecting. We
Without a
have been
doubt.
so just head down from the start of this thing. We've like really never sat down and talked about.
You guys have released a lot of songs in
yeah.
a year. Like what's the total? As I saw, I was like on Spotify, it lumps the singles and the EPs together. Like, so there were a lot of releases.
We've got, what is it?
Well, yeah, right on cue. I mean, we didn't have any time. We got Bonnaroo, and we were like,
fuck, that's right, you boys did Bonnaroo.
Bro, we got
We were like,
Bonnaroo
yo,
and we only had 3 songs.
we don't have any music.
And we were
what
like,
are we gonna do?
we're fucked. Like, we can't go to Bonnaroo and play covers. Like, so we locked ourselves in a warehouse in Columbia and slept on our keyboard player Rob's college house couches for like a month and a half
Yeah.
and wrote all of the music that we put out this year just to get ready for Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
It was like so wild. Like this whole thing just like blew up in our face, and we were just like, holy shit! Like we gotta write some songs and like
Yeah.
like dig in here.
We would go home and like be like, does anybody have time for like a Zoom call? We got to finish writing this song. We'd like
Dude.
go on Zoom for like 5 minutes and just like, no, I don't like that line. That line's whack. We gotta change it. And then just like, we really just shit these songs out.
And they're awesome. They're
yeah,
so,
they're
it's
like
so
our
fun.
favorites.
They're amazing, and it's crazy that that we were able to do it in that way. And now like I guess what do we have, like 9 out, 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got
8, I think.
8 out.
8, I think.
There's 8 songs
Or
out.
maybe 9.
Maybe not. I don't know.
'cause
There's
not
two
gonna be
versions of
out.
one song, and that always confuses everybody.
Yeah.
But we've got another one coming out on Friday, February 7th,
7th.
and then one more on
26th or 7th?
at the end of February. I don't know what
You
day.
guys
it
have it looks like a record is set to come out here.
Yeah,
soon.
it's like the end of this era period, like this first kind of album, I guess, is coming up soon, and then it's back to the drawing board to start writing the next project.
I
And
love the title of the album, Lot to Learn.
Oh, yeah.
It all makes sense.
Right.
Because you guys were like, oh shit, we have a lot to learn.
no doubt.
Go stay on the couches in Columbia for a month and have and write songs over Zoom, but you guys are learning.
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
We've
Absolutely.
learned so much this year, and there still is so much for us to learn, and I'm really glad that is the name of that project, because it really just like it does encapsulate how this whole process has been since we started the band, and even like now, like we're still at like every day I learn something new from these guys or from my team or from the team that we have. They're amazing and teaching us so much about how we can handle things and become the best band that we can be, which is the goal. So, we definitely have a lot to learn in that process, and hopefully we always do,
Yeah, dude. And talk about Cloverdale for a second, because what's going
Yeah.
on with your whole collective, and it's the best part is that it's just really your friends.
It's amazing.
And it's all your friends creating stuff as a collective, with obviously Evan's a huge part in that.
Yeah, no doubt.
And like I saw, like the Low Gap guys just played with you guys, like that jam that you guys just did, the
Yeah.
two day festival over in East Nashville.
Cloverdale anniversary.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it over there, but I was living through like Grady and everybody's like,
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
stories, and it just looked like it was such a ball. What's it been like to be a part of this kind of indie movement that's going on in Nashville right now?
Man,
It's just been a true blessing to me, honestly.
really,
Like,
it is.
Didn't have it on the bingo card.
I was not expecting it.
Nor did I, really.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's so inspiring and refreshing to be around our buddies who we enjoy being with on such a personal level
Yeah.
all the time, but also just like see them thrive and see everybody support each other and what they do and what they're passionate about is truly spectacular. And I think that everybody who is a part of it really, depending on what the genre is or who it is on a personal level, like everybody has something to add, and everybody is is adding into each other's stories, and it's so special in that sense. And the music is just spectacular, but really like the friendship is just like the most amazing thing, and it's beyond anything that I could have ever dreamed of, really.
Yeah, I think everybody's just so supportive of one
Yeah.
another, and then it's just a reflection of the music, and like the music follows. Like we all care, like we're all friends now, and we all like want to be good people to one another and like help each other out any chance we can, and hang out and just be there supportively. And then it's like I feel like the music is just totally just a reflection of all of our creative minds, like
Yeah.
It's a huge family.
getting to flow and have fun.
No doubt.
Yeah, and it's like it is a little bit of, again, that alt genre. Like, where do you put a guy like Evan Hunter? Where do you put Julia? Where do you put Brendan? Where do you put you guys? Like, it's all over the place, which is what I love about it.
Yeah, no
you
doubt.
go to an event like that, the anniversary, the 2-day thing you guys did, and you're gonna hear so many different sounds, but there's something about it that connects it all.
Without a doubt.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, because Nashville's been needing something like that. Like, it reminds me of there used to be an event called Revival that was here, and it was one of the OG writers rounds. It used to be at Tin Roof, and it's where guys like Luke Combs, Muscadine, Laney, Riley, so many people like the Ben Chapmans, Tyler Halversons, folks that are in that Americana world now, they all kind of came up, and that was like their thing, was they would get together every Tuesday and just jam out. And it's like, and we do like 10 events a month as Raised Rowdy. We do a shit ton of events. But it's cool to have like a collective group. Like, I haven't seen a crew like that coming up together in a minute. So it's awesome to watch you guys be a part of that, man.
It is. Yeah, we're so blessed. We really are.
It's sick. It's sick. So talk about the two guys that aren't here, the rest of the band, because you guys are a five-man outfit.
Yeah.
So talk about kind of how you guys all met and how you guys got together, and then tell us about the two fellas that we'll have to get on part 2 of this getting to know Winyah thing we're doing right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Jimbo.
Yeah,
Jimbo's not with us anymore, but
Whoa,
he's
don't
always
say it
with
like
us.
that.
What do you
Make it
mean
sound like
he's
he
not
died.
with-
He is alive.
He's alive. Okay.
No.
He's alive.
So our first drummer, his name's Jim Carr, and he was one of the founding members of Winyah, and he
We lost him to the what do you call it? The straight and narrow.
Yeah, he was older than us and way more responsible, and had his life together way more than any of us do, which is why when it came to going on tour, it didn't really work out. But we love Jimbo, and he is our boy, and we still hang out with him all the time.
Yeah.
So we have to give Jimbo his credit.
Shout out Jimbo. We'll see.
shout out to Jimbo.
We'll see you soon. And Surfside on me when I meet you, Jimbo. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'll meet
That's
you
right.
one of these days if we're out in South Carolina or
He
something.
yeah, without Jimbo, I mean, like, none of this would be possible. So we have to give him his flowers. But now we're rocking with Jake Riley behind the drums, and he does a spectacular job. He's a vibe. He's always got a smile on his face, and yeah, he rocks, man. He's been a great addition to the band, and really has been good on the morale end of things, and kind of just like fell into this crazy thing, which is just like a bunch of dudes who just like ripped it and sent it to Nashville to try and make a rock and roll band.
He's a beast for that. We
is.
kind of started talking to him on pretty short notice, and he was like, "I'm down to ride."
It's like-
he came to Nashville like
It's like, yeah,
very
fuck
quick.
He
it.
sold
I'm in.
like all of his stuff. He was
It's just like, fuck it.
just
we're-
sold it. He's
we're
like,
here.
all right, I'll get some gas money. I'll meet you guys out there.
He's a beast. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a G for that. And then we got Rob Buffington on the keys, and Rob is one of the original band members as well. And dude is probably the funniest person I've ever met in my entire life. He always has a cowboy hat and sunglasses on if you come to a show. There's not many shows where he doesn't. Actually, I don't think he's ever played a show without it that we've been playing.
No, yeah, always sunglasses and a cowboy hat. He's like the only person. He doesn't speak. He doesn't have a microphone, and he's constantly getting comments at the merch booth.
I think he has more fans than all of us combined.
He's aura maxing for sure.
Yeah, he's got lore.
Somebody's got to have the lore and the aura, and leave it to the guy without the microphone.
Yeah.
You don't hear.
Yeah.
He does all of his talking through his hands on the keys.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And he does it very well. And yeah, he's the man. He's like I said, he's the funniest dude. Like whenever we're like Steve-O, Luke, and I are like getting all stressed out or like, you know, button heads over something, Rob will always say something so funny right at the right time. And he's like, he's kind of the glue in that sense.
And the wrong time.
And and sometimes at the wrong time. Yeah.
We love out of pocket comments.
Oh yeah.
That keeps the band going. So you're singing and playing guitar. What are you guys doing within the band? Because I haven't been to a Winyah show yet.
We got to change that.
We do have to change that.
I'm playing guitar and like the most minimal backup singing you could possibly do.
Yeah, I play bass.
Okay, sick.
He also sings some as well.
Yes, yeah.
So you guys are going with what, like 3 to 4-part harmonies sometimes? Is there a microphone at the drum kit? Are you Phil Collinsing it or what?
No, it's
No Phil.
mainly just 2-part harmonies for now. I think sometimes Luke will sing some of my parts.
I don't really know how to harmonize yet.
We're
working
A lot to learn. A lot to learn.
I
There is a
basically
lot to
I
learn.
just try to sing what he does just with my own voice, which is impossible. But I still try.
Yeah,
A for effort.
He's getting better. He's getting better.
2025.
That's
right,
awesome. And you guys are about to embark. How many shows do you guys think you did last year? 'Cause you guys, I remember just seeing on Instagram, we're here this weekend, we're there, just flyers.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
don't
not
even know.
it's not easy to fill your calendar up the way you boys did last year. Like there's a lot of people struggling to get dates, and I know a lot of them are opening gigs to get into new markets and stuff. But you boys hit the pavement hard last
did.
year.
Yeah, we've had a lot of help with that.
Yeah.
Like especially about halfway through the year, we started working with Atlas touring group, and we're very grateful for that.
They're
They've been
amazing.
awesome for us.
Our team there is spectacular, and we love them. But and it would not be possible without them.
No.
I don't know how many shows we played. Like
I don't either.
we had a handful of shows before we started working with them, and then we met them at Bonnaroo, which was wild. And then
talk
from
about-
there, it's just like what the hell.
Talk about like the Bonnaroo experience. So you guys go in basically damn near shitting yourselves. Like,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
what are we gonna play? We've got 3 originals. You can't really play covers at Bonnaroo, and then you guys go in, write the music that you put out throughout the rest of the year. What was that experience like?
Bro, it was unreal. It really changed, I would say, all of our lives.
Probably one of the best weeks of my life for sure.
I mean, Bonnaroo itself, that performance was so fun, and that was the first music festival I'd ever been to. Period.
It's all downhill
same.
from there, brother. And we go to festivals for a living with Raised Right, and I love my country music festivals. So Bonnaroo's just
it was so sick, and it was magical, man. Like what a great meeting place for so many different people that all love music. And if anything, that just shows how much of a universal language music is. Music is for everybody, you know, regardless of what genre you are. And that really just that event, that music festival is like the epitome of that.
Yeah.
And I think that it was crazy to see that. And then so we played, we were one of the first slots, and it was super sick, great show. And then we had the whole weekend just to vibe out together as a band and
sexy.
go watch shows.
what a great way to
my
bond
gosh.
as a unit
Yeah.
It was
at
amazing.
Bonnaroo. Play
It
the
was
show
amazing.
early in the week
Yeah.
and then just enjoy the
off.
rest. What were some of your favorite performances that you guys got to take in?
Parcels.
Parcels was definitely a night. Yeah.
Parcels was wild. I cried. Tears of joy.
Shout
New
out
One
Jenna
Build.
Love.
Yeah, shout out to our homie Jenna Love. She's the reason why we got Bonnaroo. So the story, this is such a crazy story. So I'm drinking at a party with a bunch of homies, Jenna Love included, and we're just chatting it up, shooting the shit. And she was telling me about how she is involved in some way or has some connect with Bonnaroo or something. And I'm like, you should throw my new band in the mix for the
Just
lineup.
shoot or shoot. Just why not?
Yeah,
absolutely.
totally kind of fucking around and not expecting anything of it. And she was like, oh yeah, whatever. And so I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Not expecting to hear anything about it. And she calls me a couple months later. Was like, do you want to go to Bonnaroo? And I was like, yeah, did you get tickets? Because I talked to her about helping me get some tickets or something because I wanted to go. I wanted to go watch. And she was like, no, there's an offer for you and the boys to play at Bonnaroo. And I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And so that's when everything changed. We were like, okay, I think we like have to become a real band now.
This is real.
I think I was at home. He called me. I was like, dude, I don't have time for this shit, bro. So I'm working. Like,
He's working.
It's like working for my dad or something, like sweating. He's like, yo, so you want to play Bonnaroo? I'm like, dude, I don't have time for this shit, bro. Like, leave me alone. He's like, I'm not joking. I like speechless after that. I was like,
yeah. I remember the moment my phone started blowing up. I was in the office, like at the the bank job, and it was like in a Zoom meeting, and I'm just like like eyes wide, trying to like act like I'm paying attention. I was like, this is insane. This can't be real.
yeah, like this is not real.
Yeah, but like going on from like like the month leading up to it, like we grinded so hard and like really like every single night we're practicing and like committed to just being all together for that month and a half leading up. And then going into the show, like it felt like we were ready to rock, and I think we did a great job. And then having that time to go and watch like Parcels, Medium Build, Geese, Dominic Fike was another huge one for me that I really loved, even though like his performance was like so sick, but also so anxiety inducing.
What do you mean by that?
Dude, he's just like, he's such a rock star. Like it's crazy. Like his banter is so just like, like I was like, whoa, dude. Like I was just having a hard time like taking it all in. And then he would just lock in and just like not miss a note, like, and played the sickest songs like I've ever heard live. So it was just like a lot to take in. And it was also day 3, and there, were other things going on. And
Yeah, it's Bonnaroo.
Yeah, it's Bonnaroo.
It's like Vegas for music fans. Yeah.
right. I mean, dude, we saw so many great shows. Like,
Yeah, I think we all like
Happy
had a new
Landing,
favorite
for
band
sure.
after
Absolutely.
yeah,
And Happy Landing, you guys are getting a tour with coming up, right?
yeah. We're
Happy
playing
Landing
2
killed.
shows with Happy Landing this weekend. We love Happy Landing. They rip.
Yeah.
Their show at Bonnaroo was so sick, and they were camping right next to us, so we got to hang out with them.
Oh,
some as
so
well.
it's like, so you guys were camping with like just the festival goers, but then other bands that are there are camping too.
Yeah. It was like a separate camp. I had been to Bonnaroo a couple times before. I love the festival, and so it was surreal being able to play it.
Yeah.
And like you get a little bit of extra artist access and stuff, and all of that was surreal. But yeah, we got to camp in like a separate section. Kind of a flex, but like we got to shower, which was huge.
That's
If it
a
weren't for the
big
shower, dude.
deal.
If it weren't for the shower, I would have left. Like
shower
that
was
shower
huge.
saved everything for me. It was
pretty
like 105 degrees the whole time.
I found out on the last day that I had been showering in the women's shower section.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were like 2 sections. I thought everybody was just like, it was one shower place.
You're like, what are all these girls doing
Every
here?
day I walked in there, I'm like, there's like
These dudes aren't showering. There's a lot of chicks here.
Yeah, I'm like only seeing girls, and then the last day I just do a full circle.
God.
I'm like, and there's just like woman sign, guy sign, and I was like very embarrassed.
It's so funny.
I thought I was gonna get in trouble, kicked out of Bonnaroo. It's not very rude of me.
I feel like-
the Rue way.
Dude, that, oh my gosh. There's so many, I don't know. Bonnaroo was incredible. And like incredible for these like funny moments that are just like will be a memory forever, but also like it forced us to like get in gear, and then like after playing our set, like, which was such a relief and something that we'd worked so hard for, to like go and see artists that we're really inspired by go and do their thing.
And
I think it
camp
really,
around other
like,
bands. There's
right,
like
yeah.
green room backstage hangs, but then there's like campground
Yeah.
with the other band hangs
Yeah.
at
Dude,
Bonnaroo. That's how
so
you build
sick.
brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like,
it set the
honestly.
tone for just like everything. I think going forward, we were like, all right, like we want to be like these bands. We want to
Yeah.
get
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on that bigger stage.
That
and
lit the fire for sure.
no doubt.
I think we got hooked up with Atlas like the following week. I mean, right
Oh,
after
so it was
the
just a
weekend.
when it rains it pours kind of
Yeah,
thing, where Bonnaroo
totally.
just
Yeah.
lit the fire for the whole year, huh?
And our mindset was just like reps. We saw all of like some of our favorite artists that week,
Yeah.
and then it was just like I don't think we'd ever been as motivated to like
Just
you
go
know,
play shows.
get back there and do it like they're doing it. And it was just like, let's just play. Let's get our reps in. Let's go next level here if
No
we
doubt.
can.
Yeah, it's like sink or swim.
Without a
You
doubt.
want to fucking swim.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like you're in the black water, like like Winyah. There you go.
yeah.
Like
When it rains and the black water rises.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So
Sink or swim.
so this year you guys have already gotten to go out on the road a little bit in January, right?
Mhm.
Where'd you guys go?
We just had a couple dates this past weekend. We went to Boone and Raleigh. I did like a little solo run with my brother Harf. That was like Nashville, Atlanta, Charleston, Charlotte, and then Northeast. So like Boston, Philly, DC, New York. And then just came like straight back into the Cloverdale anniversary show and then had a day off. And then got back on the road to Boone and Raleigh this past weekend, which was so sick, dude.
Yeah,
So fun.
Yeah, that area, obviously, the Boone area has been hit with a lot over the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
like 6 months.
Yeah.
But it's like they still just love, like that area just loves music,
No
and
doubt.
they love to jam out. Like those crowds in Asheville are some of my favorites to
Yeah.
go to,
Oh, yeah,
like to
we're-
take in music.
We're headed back to Asheville this weekend, and we cannot wait to be back, man. They've been through a lot, and we're incredibly blessed and lucky to be able to go there and share our passion with them. They're so resilient, and we feel for them.
Yeah,
Yeah, Asheville's awesome. I'm excited to be back.
it's just a vibe of a city.
It really is.
Like it
dude, it's
again,
so
they
sick.
talk about Bonnaroo with like vibes, and like, we're talking
Asheville
about like
is-
New York or
is
like the beach.
amazing.
Asheville's just like this oasis of
and there's
just culture.
really good people there too.
Yeah.
Really good folks in Asheville.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you guys? Well, so as South Carolina guys, do you have like a rivalry with North Carolina? Is there any of that? It's like I'm from New York, so we talk shit on New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like the border state, like you're from fucking Jersey. Kind
Nah,
of
pretty much just like New York and New Jersey.
New York, New Jersey.
It's
Yeah,
like
more so
there's
that.
like
Barbecue. That's the only rivalry. I
yeah,
can
there's like
think
the
of.
barbecue thing, but like it's not really that deep. I feel like it's more from the North Carolina side, bro. North Carolina people are always trying to be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
we're better than South
It's-
Carolina,"
yeah.
and we're just like, "Bro, we don't give a
It's,
shit."
it's
like,
it's that northern aggression. You know,
Yeah,
they're
it
just
is.
north
Yeah.
of you. They're a little bit closer. You know,
Yeah.
that's wild.
no,
Yeah,
man,
funny.
it's
I'm all about love, but North Carolina's always starting shit. Fuck North Carolina.
From Steve-O on the bass.
No, but we want you to come to our shows in North
Yes.
Carolina
Yeah,
too.
please
So we
come.
also love you. At
Come to the
Symphony.
shows. Prove them wrong, everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
prove them wrong. And you guys are getting to go kind of all over the place again this year, right?
Yeah.
Are there any new places that you're excited to get to?
Dude. Yeah,
Man, possibly like California, maybe.
Hopefully, yeah,
That would be
hopefully
a
we'll
good
go.
one.
I had this year.
I was doing my research earlier, looking on the page.
as like these Evan dates, we're going a little further north than we've ever been, which is
little-
going to be
yeah, I
so
see.
sick.
I see some Portland, Maine.
Yeah, I've never
I
even been to Maine.
Yeah, I see. Oh, dude, Maine is awesome.
Yeah,
so
I'm
that's where my
stoked.
dad's from originally. So I
Hell
grew up.
yeah.
That was like the beaches that I grew up going to.
Nice.
So when I went to my first beaches in the South, I was like, "Damn, the water's so warm." It's like, "Oh, this is how it's supposed to be because
Right.
it's fucking cold
Yeah.
in Maine." But it's beautiful up there, man.
Dude,
Port-
I'm
so
psyched
excited.
to try some lobster.
Oh, dude, and it's they have lobster like you guys have shrimp and oysters.
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh.
it's that's the culture is the seafood up there in New England and Pawtucket, Rhode Island. I see you guys are going.
Yeah,
to too.
yeah.
Like I'm cheating
You
over
got-
here.
you
I
got the tour graphic pulled
and
up?
you guys are going to one of my favorite places in the world, Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Yeah, that's Jersey Shore, right?
That's the Jersey Shore show. Asbury
Sick.
Park is where Springsteen came up.
Fire.
That's,
Oh, sick.
that's the home of like the Stone Pony, the Wonder Bar.
Yeah, I think
Asbury
we're
Lanes.
playing Stone Pony.
Is that one of the Evan dates?
I think that's one. Yeah, it's one of the Evan dates.
So
yeah.
the Stone Pony's cool because it feels like you're in like a diner, like a Jersey diner. The
Sick.
flooring is like checkerboard, but then it's like a Bruce Springsteen museum where there's just pictures and guitars and all this cool stuff from the boss.
Such a
Like,
vibe.
and it's right on the boardwalk.
Hell
so
yeah.
you're right on the water.
Dude,
I might have to fly home for that show. Honestly,
should,
dead
dude.
ass.
Come on.
And the pizza. Oh my god, you guys are gonna love Asbury.
I'm so excited.
It's a cool city.
Sounds
to go
like
out
we're
in.
in for a fun time.
Yeah, you guys are getting to like that's the fun part is when you're starting out and really just rolling around and you're not in a van yet. So what are we driving to get to
Well,
these places? What do the
we-
logistics look like? As a former tour manager, I gotta know.
We have to say the tour is called the We Need a Van Tour, but we saved up all of our money last year and we Bought a van.
Let's
We
go.
got
Bought a van.
Let's go.
We
We
have
Congrats.
named the tour when we were planning the tour, and then as it got closer, we're like,
Yeah.
all right, we like actually need a van. Like you
Yeah.
can't do this without a van. And so
We bought a
we're
van. Now
the
it's
we
the-
need a van tour is kind of paying off the van.
Yeah.
you might could say.
Yeah.
That's
We have a
awesome.
van. We're so stoked, and we were renting our homie Maddie's van. We love you, Maddie. You're the goat.
Shout out.
But it was time for an upgrade for us, and for us to have our name on something, and I'm so proud of us that we saved up and bought this van. So we're whipping around in the van. If you see us on the road, honk at us.
Yeah.
Are we pulling a trailer with this van?
No trailer as of
Thankfully
now.
No trailer as of now.
We're trying our best to avoid the trailer for as long as possible, but also, like, you know, when you have the trailer and you have to have the trailer, maybe it's not a bad problem to have because the shows are bigger. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but no trailer for now, which is good.
Yeah. What kind of van is it?
It's 2016 Mercedes 2500 Sprinter.
You guys are in a
Mid-roof?
Sprinter? You're not just in a van. You're in a fucking Sprinter.
Sick.
Nah,
We
we
like
went.
that.
It's such a
You're in a
vibe.
you're in a
Yeah.
Sprinter. You're not in a van. You're in a Sprinter.
It's
There's a
sick.
big difference between that, boys.
We
We saved up.
Yeah, we balled out.
Yeah.
we felt that save up too.
Shout out Clevis.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Clevis. He's
Myrtle Beach
Conway Brothers.
Brothers
Auto.
Audio.
Brothers Audio in Conway, South Carolina. He is Albanian, and he's the man, Clevis.
So that's where the van.
That's where the van came from.
So the van's from South Carolina too.
from
That's
South
perfect.
Carolina.
He gave
Oh,
us
yeah.
a screaming deal on it too. A
Well,
screaming
now he's
deal.
got a shout out. Shout out to Clevis,
Yeah.
Clevis.
our Albanian homie in Myrtle Beach.
The
We
man.
love you, Clevis.
We
the
love
man.
you. You're the goat.
So how many rows does this thing got in it? You got to tell me all about it because sprinters
Dude.
can be decked
Came
out
with-
in a few different ways.
Came
Yeah.
with 3 rows.
Came with 3. We took one out for gear.
Perfect.
And
Yeah.
we're rocking 2 rows in the back seat.
2 rows, and hella space in the back for all the shit that we bring
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah, so when you guys eventually get into the trailer, and I used to do this when I was selling merch for the Muscadine Bloodline guys back in the day, the back of the van, we put like blankets and
Yeah.
beanbag chairs. We called it the BK Lounge.
Oh,
And we used to,
BK Lounge.
whoever wasn't driving, we'd put 2 guys in the back there at a time to like chill on those like overnight drives or whatever. And we
Yeah.
used to just chill back there like with the iPads.
Dude,
and
that's
just,
a vibe.
so eventually you can put like little lights back there. You can make that like your little layer. If there's not a
Absolutely.
green room or something,
Right.
BK
Yeah.
Lounge.
Yeah.
The
That's
van is
sweet.
already proven to be
Yeah.
an amazing mobile green room.
I bet.
It's great.
It's a game changer.
No doubt.
It really is. Now, who does a lot of the driving? Do you guys kind of do it in shift work? Is there one guy that really likes to drive, or
Mainly us 3. I mean, Luke is like the biggest road warrior. He
I
Yeah.
wouldn't go that far.
dude, you drive the most without saying anything
this
about it.
this last run? Did you drive quite a bit?
Oh.
Yeah, I drove halfway home, and I drove to
You drove from Boone to Raleigh,
from
right?
Boone to Raleigh. Steve drove from Nashville to Boone.
Yeah.
You drove halfway home.
Yeah, I was light on my driving this weekend, which I don't care.
I think
That's
I
not
think
been
I
an
had
issue
I
for
think
us.
I had
That's good though when you can divvy it up like that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Jake
Usually, I
was
mean,
huge.
somebody's always down to drive. 'cause
Jake
we
will also
gotta get there
drive too. He'll
somehow.
chip in.
Yeah,
Rob
for sure.
Rob does not drive. He's building his lore.
Rob has a total
doesn't drive.
of 1 hour behind the wheel. I think.
Rob just strikes me as a cartoon character. Like I can't wait to meet him.
That's great
I
that you
can't
get
wait
that.
for
You
you.
haven't even met him. 'cause
I can't wait for
the way you
to
guys
know
are
him.
describing him.
He's the goat, dude.
Yeah, Rob gets a pass. He's just a vibe.
Yeah, he's
Just here for vibes.
he's on vibe patrol. Like we
Yeah.
can't have him worrying about driving. He's got to keep the vibes up.
Yeah, he's
So-
got to stay up to date on brain rot content. So
That's
that he
right.
can
Yeah.
bust
Dude,
out
Yeah,
the
he
references.
just refreshes us. He's just like,
Yeah.
you guys gotta check this out for a second.
But Rob, if you see this, it's about time for you to start driving some.
All right.
He's not gonna see this. He's not gonna
Yeah,
watch
he's
this.
not gonna see it. He might. I hope he
It'll
does.
bring down his lore.
I hope he does. I think Rob. So Rob's dad. I think at the start of our band was like, Rob should never drive.
Oh, so he walked into it with
Yeah.
being told by parental
Because
guardians.
we used to pull a trailer behind a pickup truck, and Rob's dad was like, "Do not let Rob drive that." And so now I think it's just like kind of like folded over into the van life. But I could foresee Rob a future in which Rob is driving somewhere around. I
See,
don't know.
I like driving because it goes by faster when
Yeah.
you're driving. I feel like.
Dude, some of these this weekend, like
Was
the
kinda
drives were so brutal. I mean, it wasn't like, it wasn't even like it was bad driving. It was just like felt like 3 hours was like 7 hours. It was crazy.
We
Some
took
highway
that-
hypnosis.
That month off, I think, and we were back to it. It's just like 3 hours feels like 3
Yeah,
hours.
when
now.
you're
Yeah.
when you're
going-
go, when you're
Yeah.
just weekend warrioring it. Have you guys stayed out for longer than a weekend before, or has it always been weekend warrior stuff?
Yeah, we did what, like 2 weeks when
Yeah.
we did that Texas run.
We did a couple on our run with Dog Park, November and December last year. There was Texas, which brought us all the way like through New Orleans, and then like 3 dates in Texas, I think.
Yeah,
3 different
Houston,
cities.
Austin and Dallas.
Yeah.
It
That was
sick.
one, which
Texas
was
is
I
badass.
like
Yeah.
Texas a lot.
Winyah loves Texas.
Texas was sweet. Dallas showed out for us too.
Yeah,
Like,
Dallas
they-
was insane.
Dallas was awesome.
Yeah.
I got
Austin was
drunk as
cool.
hell.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Texas is a good place to do that.
Damn right.
They party out there, man.
They do party
Yeah.
out there. Dallas, I was hurting after that.
Where'd you
I was
guys
hurting
Where'd you
bad.
guys play in Dallas?
We played, what was it? Do you remember?
It was next door to that one music hall.
Sunrise
Sun-
at Granada Theater.
Oh, at the
that's
Granada.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
pull.
Okay, yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard good things about that joint.
Dude, it was sick. It was such a vibe. Also,
That was
amazing
awesome.
staff there. They're like, I mean, most of these venues we played, like everyone's been so nice, amazing folks to work with, and which really just helps us have a great show. And the Sunrise at Granada was one of the most legendary Winyah shows to date, I would say.
What made it so legendary?
Dude,
Tequila.
tequila.
Okay,
yeah.
Texas shit. Yeah, I like it.
Nah, we it was like, I don't know. We kind of had a band argument the night before, and which is so normal. Let
Oh,
me just
yeah.
say, like, this is bound to happen.
I think I turned 25 the night before. I had a full-on midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Or quarter life crisis.
No.
we had a little band like nothing bad, just like an argument that was probably long overdue, just like a bunch of dudes on the road touring, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like everyone just blew off steam the night before, and then we got to Dallas, and it was just like kind of tense the whole drive there. It was just like everyone was super quiet, and then we just got up there, and I also at some point before the show was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna drink a lot of tequila and go play, which I had not ever really done at the time before. And I think that I maybe unlocked some tequila soda superpowers, and just like the boys were buzzing. It was sick.
That one, I also thought that one was special because it was like towards the start of our going out west, and it was like the furthest we had been up to that point, and there was a crowd there. You know, we're playing these dog park shows. We don't know how
Yeah.
many of these people knew us,
Yeah.
and knew our music, and that was the first time we were in like a super far away state where we're playing, and you can hear them. Like, we heard people singing along to our songs, and that was like, I don't know, that was kind of a like game changer for me. It
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, like these people are into it all the way out here.
So sick.
Surreal to see. It's probably
Unreal.
my favorite part of like playing live is when people show that they know the songs.
Dude, no doubt. We have, given that we're still a very small band and super young, we have the best fans ever, and we love them all.
Yeah, how important has a song like "Feel It All Again" been for you guys? Because that's like the big streaming one. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's one that when the crowds do sing back, that's at the top of the list of what
Yeah.
they're singing back.
Definitely.
yeah.
Feel It All Again's been really big for us, and it shows through the streaming, and yeah, that is the one I would say that it shows people are super fired up about. Also, Lot to Learn is another one that is like, it's done very well streaming, but that's another one that the crowd seems to love. It's like when that first line hits, like, I don't know, it's so sick. There's no better feeling. Like, I've never really experienced that ever in my life until this past year. Like, to hear songs that you wrote with your friends, and even just like a couple people singing and like that, it's so special. So special.
Yeah, and the way that the crowd reacts to the first time hearing the song.
Right. Yeah.
How loud they are.
It's
Or
so sick.
what do you need to see in the crowd to know that they're vibing? Are you guys like head nods? Are people like dancing? Is it beers in the air? Nobody's throwing shit. I don't picture people throwing shit at a Winyah show.
Not yet.
It's-
That'd be
I mean-
sick. I'm trying to get like Gavin Adcock. bro.
Yeah. We need a helmet up there. You guys go
Yeah.
out looking like construction workers.
No doubt.
Definitely depends on the show
Okay.
and where. I
Well-
mean, as far as throwing shit, like at the Windjammer, there was someone
Oh,
threw some
yeah.
ice.
Someone threw like an ice cube at me, and in the middle of the song, I like snagged it in my mouth and just ate it and kept going.
That's electric.
It was crazy. There's a video of it, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
we have a video. That was wild.
That's cool. But how do you know if the crowd's like receiving you well?
Like, I mean, at the Windjammer, there's definitely movement. There's people
Yeah.
bobbing along. You know, there's music halls where people are like quiet during the song, and then after they'll erupt in applause. That's
Like
a
they're
good
listening.
feeling.
It's like a
Yeah.
listening room
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, but we also love playing like parties where people are dancing. You know, there's
Yeah.
definitely some of that too.
It's different for different scenarios, I think. Like you're saying, sometimes the crowd is super respectful and just like it feels like you could hear a pin drop and it's like so scary. But then like when you're done playing, they erupt. And then other times it's like, I mean, more recently, like people are starting to sing the songs, which is great. And like people, I don't know, like holding up their phones with like the little thing on Snapchat, like requesting one of our songs. It's
Yeah.
been a thing that like has started to happen some, which is like
That's
the coolest
cool.
thing ever.
Yeah.
I just
But,
like reaction. It's
yeah.
Like, let us know we're doing something right
Yeah.
here. Like,
Yeah.
you know, any reaction I think is good engagement where it's like, I don't know, the
I want to see people jumping, man.
yeah.
You want them jumping to feel.
I want-
feeling
I
all
wanna-
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
the more reaction we can get, the better it feels. You know, right off the start. You know, we've had shows where we come out from behind the curtain and it's just like, you know.
Yeah.
And then we've had shows where it's like silent. We kind of pick up our shit
And the
we start
crowd goes
playing.
mild.
Yeah, it's like just
It's a
just
part of
let
it,
us
though.
know
Yeah.
we're doing something right here.
Yeah. No doubt.
Anything that feels good to me.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Any like anything that is just like a positive like moment of like any energy that you're
Yeah.
gaining from our music, we love.
Yeah.
That's
Because
awesome.
we've been through a lot of those, the crowd goes mild moments. And I think that's, that's a big part of becoming a performer and getting the reps. Like, you've got to eat shit before you really, see anything. But, I don't know.
I think we're still learning too.
And we
like,
are, 100%.
definitely it's a lot about the venue as well, you know, because
Yeah.
you play a big room and it's packed, big pit and all, and that's usually more like let's go, like this is awesome, and then you'll play like smaller, 200 cap, and it's like it's still rowdy, it's still fun, but it's like it's a little bit different. It's a little more intimate. You're closer to the people, usually more like eye level with them.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just different, and
Yeah.
I think we're just not. I'm not used to that yet. Of
Nor
like
am I.
finding that, it just doesn't feel as good as the big rooms. You know what I mean? But like, it's not bad either.
But it's serving the same purpose.
Exactly.
And you
Without a
guys
doubt.
are in so many different things where like a stoplight show is going to be different than an Evans show, going to
Yeah.
be different than a dog park show.
Right,
gonna
Yeah.
be different.
totally.
Like you guys are dipping your feet in so many different
Without a
fucking
doubt.
pools.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is you can swim in all of them, which
Yeah,
is what's
yeah,
really
no doubt.
really cool about a band like what you guys are doing.
Thanks.
So
That's
what are we?
special.
What
We're
are we most?
trying to swim in all.
Oh,
of them.
you guys
Figuring
are.
it out.
You guys. How many bands is like one of their first big gigs within the first year of releases is playing Bonnaroo? Like what you guys should be proud of what you guys. I'm not saying get complacent
No,
like you
no,
reached
no.
the mountain. You guys are
Never
just starting to
complacent.
trek up the first hill.
Right,
But you're
right,
off
right.
to a good start. You're cooking with
Thank
grease
you.
out
We're
there.
very
No,
grateful. Thank
It's
you.
awesome. So
Yeah.
as far as this new record, I know a lot of it's a compilation of like quite a few of the tracks that you guys put out last year. But as far as like some of the new stuff that's on there, the unreleased stuff, like,
Yeah.
what are we excited for people to hear?
Dude.
It's pretty funny. I think we have 2 unreleased that are gonna be on it, and one of them is the first song like we ever did together, and then the other one is the last song.
Like,
we
one of
really
the
wrote
last ones.
together.
Oh, so it's
we
really
wrote
like
together.
on the timeline of like the current and the
Yeah.
way beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting that it's kind of like
it's totally a mix of
happened that
like
way.
songs we all kind of had written,
Mhm.
and like knew them, started playing them, learned them, and then the rest of it is like songs we wrote together as Winyah. So it's really just everything that we had that was worth a shit put together, and that's
Yeah.
that's
I think
album
that, like,
one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Mamacita, the next release, is kind of like it's the first song that we ever started playing live, and Luke wrote it, and it's like, I don't know, that like feels so good to have that version of that song or the version that will be out, have it out, like it'll feel amazing to have that because it's such a big part of like our whole story and like everything like live. Like a lot of these songs are interpretations of things that we started doing live. Like we just released a song Fool's Game that wasn't even a song, or it started as a jam that we would do Into Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And then we just like wrote a song out of it. But like having Mamacita come out and then Thread, which is the next song, and it'll be the last song on the album. Or actually, I don't know if is it the first song on the sequencing? I don't know how all that works.
Oh, I
but,
forget.
but Thread is like the last release of the album. And Thread feels more so like where we're going in a way.
It
Like
totally feels like where we started and where we're headed.
Yeah.
Like getting ready for the sequel, like the
Totally.
next chapter of where you boys are going.
It's like I think that Thread
I like that.
is the perfect bridge into whatever's next and whatever the next project will be.
Sick.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah, man.
now, where are some spots that we like hanging in Nashville? Because you guys strike me as like East Nash guys, but I
Yeah.
could see you maybe getting down in Midtown every now and again, or I could see you dipping your toes into like Germantown, or I don't see you guys as like 12 South boys because that's like the boot. I don't hang out. in
Only
12
when my
South very
mom's in
often.
town.
Same. I go there with my girlfriend all the time. Like that's a spot where she likes to go.
Yeah.
But like, where in town have you guys felt like you said you like Nashville more than
Yeah.
Charlotte? And Charlotte's a great fucking city.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what parts of Nashville do you really like?
I mean, I'll say that the part is corny. I like the friends that I've made.
Okay, so it's about the relationships and the friendships.
Yeah. Like in
So
terms of what
sweet.
I've loved about it is,
Such a sweet guy.
you know, the Cloverdale peeps, like being able to just slide into that kind of friend group has been awesome. But I'll probably let the Nashville vets talk about
Yeah, I was gonna say,
places in
Steve
town.
still doesn't know where he's at, bro.
Oh.
He barely knows how to get to Thomas's house still. We practice there every day.
That's so true.
That's accurate.
So where do you like hanging, Luke?
Yeah, what's your fave?
I love
Yeah.
a good Frosty at Lakeside. You know?
Yeah.
It's hard to
Oh,
beat that.
Lakeside's just
Frosty's
like
go
a
hard.
time machine, and all the bars, all like the basement bars that are opening up over there, like that
Yeah,
little section
sick.
of East is just booming.
So fire.
Thriving right now. Little basement bar that's underneath Uptown or whatever the arcade bar is next door.
Low bar?
Is it
No,
Ernie's?
Ernie's.
Ernie's, maybe?
Might be called Ernie's. There's a bar like
Eddie's?
like next to
There's an Eddie's,
like
there's an
next like
Ernie's.
it's like there's like it's like Lakeside is right here, and then there's like the beercade with the pizza right next door.
Yeah.
There's a little
Underneath
basement
it.
underneath that just
No
opened
way.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there for the first time the other night.
It's a cool.
Super chill.
It's a cool
Oh, is it,
spot.
Very cool.
The Coral Club? Is that what that is?
No.
It might be
don't know.
that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it was called. I just walked over there with Leon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cool spot. And then what's the other one that I like that I got introduced to Shulman's recently.
Yeah, Shulman's
I
is
got-
that's my number one.
I got introduced to Dino's recently.
Dino's
And I've been
is
here 6 years.
goated.
I just haven't been over there, but you go hang out in that back patio in the sig
Yeah.
section, the smoking section. You meet
Hell
some
yeah.
people at Dino's.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
You really do. So,
Both of those spots are amazing. Good burgers too.
yes, very good burgers. Very good burgers.
Started out my Nashville bar scene following Thomas around Red Door.
Red
that
Door,
used to
bro.
be-
Yeah, I used to live in Midtown.
Yeah, dude. I remember. See, that's when I first met
Yeah.
you was through you being out in Midtown all the time. 'Cause that's where we
Yeah.
do all of our stuff. We're hosting every Sunday, every other Tuesday, and every Wednesday. We're doing 10 Raised Rowdy events a month right now.
That's
Like,
sick.
we're-
Wow.
And it's all original music. Some nights are the writers' nights, and then other ones are like a mix of like the full band and acoustic showcases. Like we're balls to the wall. But Midtown's where I remember meeting you.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it was at one of the rounds with Cameron.
Yeah, at would have been at Duck Blind. I think it would have already switched. Did it already switch? No, it would have
No,
been.
it
It was
didn't
winners.
switch.
It was
It
still
was,
winners. I think it was still winners or losers,
I
or
think
was
I
it
met
Live
you
Oak?
at Live Oak.
Oh, it might have been Live Oak. That's where we were for a long
Are y'all at
time.
the Live Oaks now, or it's
Wa-
at Doghouse?
So
right?
Live Oak took over because that whole strip's going to be getting moved and shifted around over the next
Yeah.
couple years of developers coming in. It's crazy. But Live Oak took over old Doghouse.
I see.
And then they built Riley Green's Duck Blind,
Fire.
where Winners was, and that's where we host all of our stuff.
Let's
It's at
go.
the Duck Blind.
I'm a big Riley Green fan.
Yeah, dude.
I love that guy.
He's the man, dude. He's fucking people like
He's shredded.
And I've gotten the hang. Yeah,
trying to be like Riley,
I joke
bro.
around
Every time.
I-
He's just like, dude, you got to see his biceps, bro. They're
Dude,
so hot.
I joke.
He's handsome as hell.
Dude,
What the hell?
I joke around, and Nicky T coined this term when he first started talking about Riley back like 2016, 2017. We refer to Riley sometimes as Redneck Adonis, the Greek god of the
Yeah.
South, Riley Green. But he's fucking hilarious when you hang out,
Dude.
because we've gotten to know him from doing our events over there. And he's chill dude, always has a funny line. His dog's cool, and he loves smoking cigars, which we
So
smoke.
fire.
Yeah, he's just like a dude's dude, and then every girl wants to meet him. And
Yeah.
whatever, it's like
We need to get Riley Green listening to some Winyah.
yeah.
we can make that. We can make that happen. That's
That'd
why.
be
That's
so
part of.
sick.
That's part of our us being over there, dude. And we'd love to have you boys play anytime that you guys want to.
know.
When you get a break from being
Yeah.
on the road, since they're on Wednesdays. I know you guys have a lot of Thursday, Friday, Saturday gigs.
Yeah.
But we'd love
Dude.
to have you guys come in and jam. We could even
That'd
have
be
Brendan.
sick.
We could even have some of the Cloverdale folks
Yeah,
come in
we
and
should
play.
make
'Cause
a big thing out
yeah,
of it.
because like we've had Evan on the Raised Rowdy pod with Nick and Kurt.
Oh, nice.
I'm boys with Brendan.
Yeah.
We've had Leon play. We've had Julia play. I've had the Low Gap guys on here.
Yeah, I think did you play one with me? A raised ready thing?
I don't think so.
You might have.
I think
might
you
have done.
did.
Was that?
And that was the time when I like threw that band together, and it was just me and you, and the two other guys.
Might have been at Winners.
it was-
yeah.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Might have been at Winners or Losers, because we moved over to Losers
Yeah,
when Winners was
yeah,
being
it was at
redone.
Winners.
But yeah, Duck Blind's been a cool.
Dude, I gotta go check that spot out.
Yeah, dude, we're there every Wednesday, every Sunday, and every other
Damn,
Tuesday.
maybe
so.
we'll pop out this Wednesday.
Yeah, come and
That'd be
hang,
lit.
dude. It's fun. It's a good time. But I love seeing what you guys are doing, and the fact that you guys just started putting shit out a year ago, and to see did you have any idea that it would be like this, kicking off your 2025, rolling around in a fucking Sprinter? Boys are living it up.
Man,
surreal.
absolutely not. But there's still a lot of work to be done. I still see us as rookies, and I think we're probably hungrier now than we were last year at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're we still have a lot more reps to get, and a lot more really great songs to write.
Hell yeah.
You.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you boys coming out here. This
Yeah, man.
part of
Yeah,
town
thanks
is
so
called
much.
Old Hickory.
Okay.
It borders Hermitage and Mount Juliet. It's a little bit out there. No, just so you know,
Like,
because
I need this.
because you hang out in the city a bunch,
Right.
you don't get out of town. But there's like a bunch of big lakes, like rivers, all that right around here. So like,
We got nature and shit.
yeah,
out
if
here,
you
bro.
get asked to go on a boat somewhere, chances are it's gonna be at one of the lakes that's over
Yeah.
here.
Old
you know,
Hickory.
'cause Old Hickory, and it's not like going out in the Blackwater and out in
No.
Georgetown, out in Charleston, out in those areas, but it's fun out here. So, but if there's some good spots out here, if you ever feel like going way east of the city, because we're
Sick.
about 20 minutes out of the city right here. But appreciate the hell out of you guys
Dude,
coming out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Where can
thanks.
people go? So it's obviously look up Winyah on anything.
Yeah, WINYAH, Winyah Band on Instagram.
Yeah, and where can people go to find you, Steve-O? What's your handle?
Hey.
We're gonna get plugs for
All right,
everybody.
yeah. You can find me on the band page. Steven Russell on Instagram. That's
Hell yeah.
that's the
With a
plug.
PH.
With the PH.
Oh, PhD man over there.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
sophisticated.
Sure.
I'm Thomas Roland. My Instagram's Thomas C. Roland. Although, go follow Winyah.
Yes.
My Instagram's Luke Scordons. That's it.
AKA Butters.
AKA Butters. Yeah.
Or is it Butters like South Park, or do we have a different?
Butters
Yes.
like South Park.
Why are we calling you? You don't give off a Butters vibe at all.
Well, it was a long time ago when it was given to me. I used to be a professional surfer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was in Hawaii at the Rip Curl House, staying with a bunch of Australians and young American dudes too. But I used to have I used to have white bleached hair from the sun.
Oh.
Just recently this year, playing music, it turned brown. I shaved it like a year ago. It came back brown. But I used to have a really high pitched voice. I was kind of a late bloomer. So I used to just like talk like this all the time.
All right, it makes sense. And Hawaii, Butters going back to Hawaii in that South Park episode because he's a native of Hawaii.
I used to have a pretty good Southern drawl, and all the Australian guys were just like tripping on me. They all loved South Park, and actually Justin Jung, the filmer for Rip Craw at the time, he was like, "You remind me so much of Butters or something." Then all the Aussies were like, "Butters, Butters, Butters," and then
So it just
they strapped me down in a chair, put a bowl on my head, and just cut all my hair off, like really short bowl cut, and that was the day that Butters was born.
and you guys knew him as Butters.
I kind of knew Luke as Butters, sort of. Yeah.
Like that's people would say Butters, and I would know who they're talking
Okay,
about.
okay.
He's an old OG.
Well, Luke Butters, appreciate you boys coming on
Dude,
so
thank you
much.
so
Glad
much.
you guys like the surf sides too.
Yeah.
I saw you.
yeah.
When you sat down, you were like, "Okay,
Dude,
I fuck with this."
Incredibly tasty.
Yeah, they also make a lemonade. They make a peach tea. They have a green tea that has 50 milligrams of natural caffeine in it. So you get that. It's like a little go-go juice, a little 4.5 percenters. And they have flavored lemonades. They're great for being out on the water or being in a podcast, you know.
Hell
so
yeah.
we'll send you guys home with some 4-packs of them. Take
sick.
some back for the boys that weren't with us today. And
Right.
we'll hook you up. We've got some Raised Rowdy hats. I think we got some Orca cups over there.
Fire.
So some Raised Rowdy Orca hard koozies. But y'all be sure to check out our boys in Winyah. A lot to learn. The album dropping end of this month, and they're going to be on the road. The We Need a Van tour. They have the van, but they need your help to pay for it.
That's
so get out
right.
there, buy some tickets, buy some merch, be on the lookout. They'll be out with Stoplight Observations, Evan Honer, and Happy Landing, plus some headlining dates down in Florida and South Carolina. For our boys in Winyah, I'm Matt Burrill. For more on us, you can visit raisedrowdy.com. Have a great day. We will see you next time.